or do you believe that you can be as pure as you were before your first heartbreak with or with your next or current relationship? And I want everybody to think back to how pure you were, how loving you probably were, or how giving you probably were, to the point where you might have even been a little naive. Like that sense of innocent love, do you feel like you possess that and can give that into your current or your next relationship?
I feel I can.
I
Oh,
can.
sorry, you can go first.
No, you go.
I feel I can only because, um, so when you're 19, that was just an era of your life, and as you grow, things are changing, and you're constantly evolving. So if someone can bring out that spark that you had when you were 19, and like that innocence, and you see someone is worthy of bringing that part of you back out that they deserve, and someone's deserving of that, I think you absolutely can. I don't think I think if you're still holding on to the feeling and the heartbreak that you were from 19, then you really shouldn't be out in the streets.
No, no. Okay, so I agree with that, but I really want to try to, I guess more so what I'm asking, I'm gonna try to add a little bit more context to it by giving a hypothetical. Let's say you go through 5 relationships and you took 5 beatings. I'm not saying that you don't possess love and healed and a healed version of you, but that pure innocent version of you has taken a couple beatings, and now you can still give it to somebody, but is it as untainted as it could have been had you had never took any beatings in the previous relationships? That's kind of really what I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna stick with mine because I think
Okay.
like
All right, no,
stick
it's
with
cool.
mine because I
Yeah.
think like you become well that and like
Yeah.
as you keep building, like you become a new phoenix each time. Like you're rising from the ashes, rising from
When's
the
the last
ashes.
time you got your heart broken?
Shit, I used to get my heart broken all the time.
When was your first heartbreak? Because you said first heartbreak, right?
Yeah, like okay, maybe I'm just thinking about myself, but that first time
You're always just
when
thinking
you
about
really
yourself.
like in love with that person, like you're in love with that person. It's almost like they're almost like as good as God to you.
And you're talking about love at 19.
No, it could have been at 25. When
I think
she
they're
was-
just
she was
using 19 because of my
She was
situation.
19.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So it doesn't have to be 19. Some people don't fall in love till they're 25, 28. You know what I'm saying? But whenever that was, and hopefully, you didn't take a beat in terms of the dating and relationship game. But if you did, do you think you could still possess it?
If you're actually like a lover, like if you into true love and what you're seeking, you have to be that first, and then that's gonna come with you. Like you have to hold on to that part because if you're out here just dating tainted, you'll never really give that person who you want to be with that
You're a
true
toxic dater.
So
true
like,
self.
what about a person who's like so I'm thinking like a lover, like you said, there are some people who are just loving people. It almost doesn't matter what you do to them, but they still find a way to love you, right? I can actually now say I agree with that. But what about the other side of the people who aren't like lovers to that capacity?
Shouldn't be dating. Like I mean, actually, I won't say you shouldn't be dating. I don't know. Like
Maybe you should say
I think
that.
if you love, like
Don't
if
date
you're
me
really
unless you're obsessed with me.
well, I don't want to go that far. I don't want to be obsessed. Stalkerish. Um, I don't know. Like, I feel like we're all in it for like that connection and like that spark and like that twin flame type thing. So if you're not in it for that, then I think what you're saying, sure, you could just date around and that could be nothing. You can lose your spark.
You don't bring in your baggage from your last relationship into your new relationship. You're off the back not giving that person a chance to even be your person. If you're truly a pure person and you're truly a person like who you are, I'm always true to myself no matter what relationship I'm in. I'm gonna always be me because I'm being judged for not judged, but I'm being looked at for who I am. Whatever you do, and you deal with your shit and your karma at your time, but I'm gonna always be pure. I will always give my next person the chance and the benefit of a doubt because I don't know how not to be that. I don't know how not to be a lover. I don't know how not to be supportive. I don't know how not to be given. I don't know how not to give what I want. And if I want this, I have to give it.
You have to be that. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're literally
like,
withholding your own
yeah,
blessings by not.
yeah.
but not being what you are.
Yeah.
by not being what you are. Like you got to go out. I think I'm a firm believer of meeting and introducing your crazy very early.
It's me.
Yep.
Like
I will cut your
you
dick,
see me,
nigga.
I come in, and I'm always dancing like
Don't
I'm just
fuck
kooky.
with me.
That's just me. Like don't think like oh Romeo got comfortable. No, I'm just a kooky dude. So like I come in and I'm
Kooky.
Yeah, he was dancing while he was eating.
yeah, that's just me. That's
Yeah.
self love.
I
You gotta
think-
love yourself.
I
Yeah.
think I'm not disagreeing. I agree 100%. I just think that like I look at it from an angle as I've always been analytical and very, very logical, right? So love has been cool, but love doesn't spark my flame, right? So I asked you that question because love is amazing, but love is not the end all be all for me, right? Love doesn't turn me on the way it might turn you on. You know what I'm saying? So for me, if I have a relationship and I invest all this love into it, which I had to create because it wasn't like digging deep. I had to literally chef it up, right? And then as I did, and if it doesn't work out, it's like, all right, well, cool. I mean, I'm not saying you're hurt or you're walking around traumatized, but it's like, all right, it's not as valuable as I need it to be. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that there's different capacity of lovers. And I think that the people who are filled with a bunch of love, like those people can continuously give love infinitely. They have so much of it. Yeah, that's just what they radiate, you know?
Imagine that in that person,
Mhm.
but imagine the person who you give that to who needed that and was looking for that because you were that. Like it's literally like a reciprocal ball.
I'm like that in friendship too.
I'm a great friend, actually.
I'm like that in friendship. I'm like that in relationship. I believe in love from my last episode. Love is the way. Like love is everything.
I think that certain people love better than others.
But let me ask
naturally.
you a question.
Differently, not better.
Could you love a person but not like them?
Yes. I could love a person and not like them. Just the same way I cannot respect a person but still love them. I don't have respect for some people. I don't have respect for their decisions and their choices, which makes me not really like them.
That's a good.
But I do love them for only if they are who they are. I can't love somebody who is being something that they are not, and at the same time not, again, having their own moral compass intact. And anybody, and I'm not going to bring up their names, but that's part of my issues with one of the most prominent things that's going on today is I can't respect somebody and then I can't respect somebody who's not being what they are. Right? And
Drake.
then show love. You feel what I'm saying? Just be who you are. Now, if I don't agree with how you are, I cannot like that about you. But I can still love you for who you are because you're being who you are. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm. So you love Drake?
I would
Definitely don't.
literally. My question.
But like,
in my
let's just say
mind.
this. Let's just say this, right? If this was, let's say if Future was my son, okay?
You
And-
look like you
He's
could be
gonna
a
love
future
that.
daddy. Top.
But let's just say, I'm just saying, like, if Future was my son and women and people called him toxic, and let's say if I was a man that was not toxic, and I was like, I don't respect the fact that, I don't respect the fact that you're toxic, but I love the fact that you embrace it because you don't deny who you are.
All right. Yes.
You are who you are, irregardless of what the world is saying. You'll pay the cost for your individuality. So I will love that about you, and I love that you stand on it. That doesn't mean I have to align or agree or respect it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I'm the type of person, if I'm in a space where I can't be my authentic self, I suffer from anxiety and social, like, I gotta go in the bathroom and because I just can't not. So I've learned to just distance myself from certain situations, like, and that's something that I'm proud of. That's been in the past 2 years. Like if I'm in a space around people where I feel I can't be my authentic self, my loving, caring, of service, or just, I just distance myself. I've distanced myself from a lot of things and a lot of people. Work-wise, relationship-wise, friendship-wise. We're still friends. I still love you, but from over there. because I want to be able to always be my authentic self. I want to be able to give the love. I have so much love in me to give that if I feel like I'm in a space that I feel that I is self, then I'm so good with being home, having a glass of wine or chilling on my own.
Me
Like
too. I love that.
yeah, like enjoy myself and my time so much.
Yeah, for the right people.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
No,
but go
just,
ahead.
Like, I guess I'll ask Rome, really, so because I feel like Rome probably has
Thank
Best
you.
answer.
more experience in dating than you two ladies.
Man, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean,
Rome, you
bro?
single?
No, ma'am.
Oh,
No, ma'am is funny.
Well, I was respectful. No,
Don't
you
try
can,
me,
you-
please. No,
you
ma'am.
can ask. I'll answer it. I'll be as honest as possible.
For
You know
real.
me, I give it
Got
up
to
on
the
these
hey,
rim.
things.
listen,
Thank you.
that voice wasn't as deep. No, no, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
That went from no, ma'am
I
to
get
no,
yelled at
ma'am.
all the time. What did that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that
She watched
mean?
the show.
What are you trying to say about me?
Oh, she,
Like,
oh,
what?
please.
For sure.
So,
Next person I date cannot
So,
watch the show.
Farika, I
tell
know you're
my
about to
guys
say something,
Go
but
ahead.
before I lose it, because I just lost it, but he reminded me to bring it back. So you remember when you were saying last time that the woman goes into the next relationship and there's this whole guard up and everything up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? First, I'm going to say that's everybody because we do come into the relationship with like our guard up, the new one, because again, we were hurt and we're not healed, but we're still just going through this new thing to feel good about ourselves. So we all do it. It's a human nature, blah, blah, blah. But I think you also have to remember that when she was trying everything in that last relationship and she was giving it her all before she left, it wasn't appreciated. So when she's being somebody new in this relationship, it's not really someone new to who she is. I think that was a piece of her that she was trying to introduce to that relationship so she could try to keep that relationship in a sense. Kind of like, listen, I have so much more to give. Like, what about this? You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think she's a new person. I think that the other person wasn't appreciating all the facets of who she was. And she kept giving out facets and like, well, all right, I know you don't like this, so let me try this. And she was doing suggestions, but that person just wasn't able to receive it. So when she comes into this new relationship, I don't think she
She gave herself from a different angle.
yeah, I mean, listen, it didn't work out this piece, but like I also enjoyed who I was growing into and who I was showing coming out of my shell to be in that last relationship. So I want to start with that. I want to lead with that. But I don't think they're a new person.